nervous, but so before carnivore, I became vegan. I became vegan because I saw this movie, and it was so heartbreaking. It was the saddest thing I've ever seen. I remember bawling, and I said, I'm never, ever going to eat meat again. And so I was vegetarian for a few months, and then I went full on vegan. No eggs, no dairy, no meat. And I remember my parents were thinking, that's just a phase, that's not going to last long. Well, it lasted almost 5 years. And I believe the brain blocks out trauma, and I had some trauma from being vegan. I was just so miserable, and I had no hope left. And I was very underweight, my hair would fall out, I had really bad acne. I'm a triplet, and my two sisters always had flawless clear skin. And it was at a young age, so no one my age had acne. I remember I'd always pound on foundation, and I wore so much makeup because no one my age had acne, so that was hard. I would sleep in all of my classes. My body was so physically exhausted. I'd be going to bed around 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. every single day. And it was just so miserable. I had no hope. And then, all of a sudden, I see my dad try this new diet. And he becomes this whole new person, all energized and happy. And I wanted to be happy too, but I was like, I could never eat animals. I couldn't do that. And then I learned the facts that millions of animals die and suffer an awful, horrible death from pesticide poisoning and farming equipment. So I decided the first day I didn't water fast. I didn't eat anything. I just needed to think about everything because I was so awful all those years. I thought I was compassionate for the animals. But so then I said, I'm going to do this. I want to do this. I want to be happy. So I said, I'm going to be a compassionate carnivore. I'm going to try to only eat animals where I know came from and live a good, loving, humane life. For example, we're so grateful. We have neighbors, Aaron and Vicky, and they have this big farm. And they know every single cow's name. They can just be like, oh, that's Daisy, that's so-and-so. They don't have any tags in their ear. They treat them so well. So I said, after that fast, the next day, I was going to reintroduce eggs. And I had hard-boiled eggs. And it took me maybe 10 or 20 minutes to eat it. I was just like, this is like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. This isn't right. I can't do this. I remember crying and so emotional. And then the second day came, and I was going to eat bacon. And my dad made me bacon, and that took even longer because, like, oh my gosh, I haven't had meat in almost all this time. I can't do this. And then I just had to keep reminding myself, like, when I ate eggs, I was like, this is from Aaron and Vicky. It came from a good place. They love their animals. And the bacon, too, I was like, this came from a good place. I can do this. This is going to make me feel better. This is going to make me happy. And it took me a long time, then I ate it, and I just lit up. I was like, oh my gosh, I can do this. And then, the next day, I were to try steak. And that took a long time for me to eat. And then I finally ate it, and I was like, oh, I can really do this. And I ate that whole thing. I had a ribeye. I ate the whole entire thing. There wasn't anything left. First 2 weeks on carnivore was absolutely amazing. It was a hot, hot summer, and my dad and I were building this huge woodshed. It took so long. We were lifting heavy beams in the hot sun, and we were all just eating powerful beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. And it was so good. And we were powered on that. I had so much energy. And get this, I was out in the sun. My whole entire life, I would get awful, awful sunburns. My sisters could tan so easily, they'd be tan. My dad's tan. I was like, oh my gosh. And then, anyways, I didn't wear sunscreen at all, and I tanned. I had tan lines. I didn't burn one day. I didn't get any sunburn. And so I just had so much energy. And more weeks go by, all my acne was completely gone. And I just became this whole new person. I became happy, and I had hope. And it just started to get so much better and better. And yeah, I think that's all.
Got me tearing up there. Ah, good job, Emma. Good job, Jen. Almost 2 years now, right, Emma?
I think so.
Almost 2 years carnivore now. All right. Tough act to follow, Dr. Kiltz. Yeah, John after the kid.
Did you know we have an incredible membership site for you called healinghumanity.life? We have a special offer going on right now. Learn more at the link in the description. We have courses. We have expert Q&As with the good doctors. We even have a Healing Humanity Heroes Zoom call once a week, highlighting real heroes that will inspire you on a path to healing. The community is wonderful. We're going to be implementing a buddy system so you can be held accountable, recipes, all sorts of great stuff to help you on a path to healing. Learn more at the link in the description below.